Hello, my name is Louis Engelke, and I am professor of music at TU. This year I have had the privilege of serving as a Facet Scholarship Fellow. Hopefully this video on the arts in AI will be insightful and beneficial to you. We will be examining challenges, legal issues, and opportunities with the arts and AI. Topics covered in this Facet module include the following: a few historical elements for a better understanding of AI, some creative opportunities with AI, challenges encountered by individuals and the arts industry, recent legal decisions and precedents that can be applied within the arts and other disciplines as well. You may be surprised or perhaps even shocked to know how long AI has been used in music composition. The first complete AI-generated musical composition for traditional instruments was in fact Laurent Hiller's Illiac Suite for String Quartet in 1956. Let's take a listen. By the 1980s, innovators such as David Cope created software including one titled Experiments in Musical Intelligence, EMI, that could analyze the works of Bach and Mozart and create new works in their style. AI resources for music are abundant. Music composition software includes the following: Magenta, Orbit Producer Suite, Ampere, Ava, MuseNet, JukeDeck, WaveTool, Brain.fm, Ecret Music, and Boomi. Many composers never had the opportunity to finish their final works. Beethoven only completed short sketches for a 10th symphony, and AI has been used to create an entire work. Here are a few excerpts from Beethoven's 10th symphony completed with AI. Of course, AI continues to advance and the capabilities in music improve. Before we hear something more recent, let's examine two quotes that are interesting. Please note that links to these and other resources are all available on Blackboard. First, as AI becomes more sophisticated, it blurs the line between human and machine creativity. Additionally, AI-generated voice replication blurs the lines between original creations and imitations while testing the boundaries of copyright law. Let's listen to the voice of Drake, all AI-generated, with lyrics written in his style by AI as well.
Like Selena, the flex, bumping Justin Bieber, the flavor and left, she know what she need, all I need, all she blessed, giving you my best, yeah. I got my heart on my sleeve with a knife in my back, what's with that, 21, I love him, they're my brother, that's my Metro made the beat, so you know that it's gon' slap, ayy, yeah, it's gon' slap, ayy.
We will return to music and some opportunities in the arts later. First, however, let's look at how AI impacts employment, specifically in film. The 2023 ACTRA strike resolution was a major event, and the studios made major concessions to the actors. In addition to significant wage increases, streaming bonuses, and disclosure of viewership stats, the following concessions regarding AI were established. Film and TV producers must obtain consent from actors to create and use their digital replicas, as well as specify how they intend to use that digital likeness. Actors are entitled to compensation at their usual rate for the number of days they would otherwise have been paid for to do the work being performed by a digital replica. The new labor contract requires that an increased number of background actors be hired on union terms on the West Coast equal to the minimum number in New York. Under the new agreement, on TV shows in the West Coast cities, 25 background actors, up from 22, will be covered by the contract. For feature films, the West Coast minimum jumps from 75 to 85. You might wonder, has anyone tried to copyright a work exclusively created by AI, and if so, when? Well, one of the earliest examples is a painting called A Recent Entrance to Paradise. Stephen Thaler created the painting with AI on February 12, 2012. Interestingly, the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office rejected the copyright request by Thaler because the work was not original. It was conceived exclusively by AI. Here you see the opening to the ruling of Thaler versus Vidal. The links for this Supreme Court decision and the earlier U.S. Court of Appeals decision links are available on Blackboard. McCarter and English provide a summary of this ruling, and 2 points are quite interesting. The federal court held that the Patent Act requires inventors to be natural persons based on the unambiguous use of the term individual throughout the Patent Act. Also, the issue of AI inventorship now reverts to Congress, where there has at least been some interest in examining revisions to the Patent Act and, relatedly, the Copyright Act to address AI inventorship and authorship. Often, copyright standards must evolve and change to keep up with technology, and this is definitely the case with AI. An important issue to note is that copyright laws evolve differently in varying countries, and this is definitely the case with England and China. Under English law, specifically the Copyright Designs and Patents Act of 1988, artistic works created by a computer can benefit from copyright protection. Section 178 of the CDPA provides that a computer-generated work is one that is generated by a computer in circumstances where there is no human author of the work. The author of a computer-generated work is the person who made the necessary arrangements to create the work. Moving on, in a decision issued November 27, 2023, a Chinese court ruled that AI-generated content can enjoy protection under copyright law. The finding, the first of its kind in China, is in direct conflict with the human authorship requirement under U.S. copyright law and may have far-reaching implications. Let's review a few major issues regarding the Copyright Office registration guidance. First, regarding the human authorship requirement, copyright can protect only material that is the product of human creativity. Most fundamentally, the term author, which is used in both the Constitution and the Copyright Act, excludes non-humans. There is guidance on the application as well. If a work's traditional elements of authorship were produced by a machine, the work lacks human authorship and the office will not register it. When an AI technology determines the expressive elements of its output, the generated material is not the product of human authorship. As a result, that material is not protected by copyright and must be disclaimed in a registration application. Other countries that have granted patents to AI-generated projects include Australia and South Africa. AI is certainly not the first example where copyright law varied from country to country until international standards were established. First, the GATT Treaty, signed in 1947 by 23 countries, including the United States, and set many international standards. In 1994, the United States ratified the agreements on trade-related aspects of intellectual property, which required that member states who joined the Berne Union extend copyright protection to works from other member states so long as the copyright in the foreign work's country of origin has not expired. Basically, international copyright was restored to works that were in public domain in the United States. The trajectory of AI and how international copyright evolves will be interesting to see over the coming years. Let's move specifically to music composition with AI and explore a few opportunities. Certainly, we expect improved productivity, and similarly to other professions, AI can be used to generate ideas. There can be new and innovative possibilities, including creating interactive soundscapes in video games. Let's see how Oxide Games and Microsoft are creating interactive soundtracks for video games nearby in Timonium.
Ara is a grand strategy game where you basically are taking a nation from the very dawn of time, 6000 BC, dawn of humanity, and nurturing these people and building it up through the ages to the future age. You are learning technologies, unlocking new kinds of buildings, taking care of your people's happiness, their wealth, and all these different things until the future age, and then hopefully, winning the game at that point.
I feel that we've created something that's uniquely interactive, especially for a X strategy title. We take actual data from the game and use that to drive the musical experience. All the cues were recorded in 5 different layers, and it wasn't as simple as, all right, now we're going to do the strings, or now the brass and the winds. Every layer has a mix of all kinds of different instruments, because we didn't want it to just feel like unnaturally separated. We wanted each layer to be able to stand on its own. I wanted to try something new in the way of interactive music. We wanted it to be completely data-driven and new every playthrough.
We really are trying to push the boundaries on what can be done now in games, and really trying to make a new experience.
I'm really happy with how it turned out. The other thing that I'm truly proud of, even though I didn't really have much to do with it, is just the look of the game, the living world, and how we were able to integrate audio into that. Is just something really special.
Symphony orchestras are continually working to reach new and younger audiences, at times relating the arts to other disciplines. See how the Baltimore Symphony's recent concert included an all AI-generated program.
Exploring the possibilities of artificial intelligence right at our fingertips. That's what Jason Michael Perry does as Chief Technology Officer for MindGrub. Perry looks at how we can use AI across industries, including the music industry.
We really want to take a look at, especially with the buzz around AI, not only if you can generate music, but also if we could take influences from other types of popular musicians like Taylor Swift and really imagine what it would feel like if someone created a classical, composition in that same style.
What started as just playing around with notes and rhythms is now the basis of a Baltimore Symphony Orchestra performance. The BSO and the Greater Baltimore Committee teamed up with Perry and his team at MindGrub to put on AI in A minor, a concert where 2 BSO ensembles will perform music all composed by artificial intelligence.
The BSO has always had, I think, a history for risk-taking, innovation. This is taking that to a new level. It is the first time we are ever doing anything like this.
The music you'll hear will have influences from classic composers like Mozart and modern composers like Philip Glass. Everything from the concert ads to the drink menu are also created by AI. The show will feature interactive technology in the lobby, including a virtual reality experience where you can listen to more music composed by artificial intelligence.
It's really bringing together this amazing expertise of tech and thinking on the boundaries of what AI can do for all industries.
Our goal is to really explore what's possible and then use that information and apply it to music, to art, to creativity, to healthcare, and look at all the different ways that we can apply this across multiple disciplines.
Copyright has obviously been an issue, and many legal cases are arising. Let's look at a few questions posed by scholar Louis Tompros. What rights do human copyright owners have when AI creates something? Specifically, what protections do humans have against AI utilizing their artistic products? Does the training that is required to create these complex AI models implicate copyright? In other words, if I train an AI by having it listen to a whole bunch of music, have I infringed the copyright of the owners of that music if I did it without their consent? Or is that protected in some way by fair use or otherwise under the copyright statute? Thank you very much for taking the time to observe this module. We hope you find the content informative and helpful.